So lucky about that. There's people like playing 21 questions at the gig. But anyways, it says continue on going. It says August 2026 will be a month to remember some of the most spectacular celestial phenomena, including ones that are easy to observe without telescopes or other special equipment, will all occur during the same week. It is a great time to get your viewing plans together and start refreshing your weather app. See where the skies will be clear where you are to catch all the happening in the heavens. That's spiritual. Because why? Yahweh Shai said there will be signs. Okay. Matthew 16 verse 3. And in the morning it will be foul weather today for the sky and the red and the lowering. And ye hypocrites, ye cannot discern the face. Ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times. Yeah, and once again, that goes into what the knowledge of good and evil as well. Because why? Okay, us as being men of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, we can discern the times. Okay, we these ignorant, stupid people out here. Remember when the Great American Eclipse was happening? They're all fucking just staring in the air. And what are we doing? We're putting curses on this place. We understand what Yahweh B'Shem Shai about to destroy this fucking kingdom. Off of the face of the planet Earth, and it's rightfully so. It's rightfully so because it's needed, man. Okay, these people they have no clue what the hell's about to happen, but hey, man, Trump's about to fry America alive. Through how? World War III, which comes with the ICBM missiles, or intercontinental ballistic missiles. So continuing on going. This is in 2026. Activity will peak during the night of Wednesday, August 12th, and extend into the early morning hours of the following day. It will coincide with the new moon. See, and that's spiritual. Why? Because the new month is based off of what the new moon, according to those scriptures. So it's going to be basically a new power shift going on in planet Earth. Which is what? 2nd Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of the fall. Then today you had to compare what Turkey, okay, basically is getting aligned with Saudi Arabia to form a pact. Basically, like an Islamic NATO. Okay, and we understand according to Ezekiel 38 chapter what Turkey is going to join on to Russia, or Gog and Magog, okay, which is, Lord said he would put hooks back into Russia's jaws. So continue on going. It says, the proceeds appear to radiate from the constellation. I don't really care about that, right? So this is I'm going to hop into the solar eclipse, right? Because you have the solar eclipse and you have the 6 planetary alignment, which is heavy. It says a solar eclipse, the main astronomical event of the month will be a total solar eclipse. Not everyone will get a glimpse, though, with the path of totality crossing the silver of Spain, Portugal, Iceland, and Greenland. Areas outside of those locations will still be treated to a partial eclipse. The timing will be particularly dramatic, with the total set to occur at sunset on August 12th. The sun's lower position above the horizon will offer an unusual and photogenic scene. This will be the Iberian Peninsula's first time seeing a solar eclipse in more than a century. Madrid is in the path of the totality as regions that include Galicia, Asturias, Castilla, and Leon. Madrid, Aragon, Catalonia, Vacilla, and Belsaria Islands, or Balearica Islands, and the rest of the country, the eclipse will be partial. Those outside the eclipse path will be able to follow the event. Agencies such as NASA and the European Space Agency will broadcast the event live. The main piece of advice for those trying to observe it: do not, under any circumstance, stare directly at the sun. Yeah, you're gonna end up like fucking that nigga Joey Badass. Everyone's lost his fucking eyes. Dumbass nigga. Okay, so we have this is on August 12th, and you have a lunar eclipse on the 27th, so we'll get to that as well. Planetary alignment. If the solar eclipse and the meteor showers weren't enough, in the early morning hours of August 12th, and planetary alignment will also occur. Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, Uranus, and Saturn, and Neptune will form an apparent line in the sky. Observing this alignment is more challenging than watching the meteor showers, given the faintness of some of the planets. However, if atmospheric conditions are favorable, it will be possible to see Mercury, Mars, and Saturn. Yeah, I believe Saturn is like the closest it's ever been to the Earth. Okay. With the naked eye near the horizon shortly before the sunrise. To observe Uranus and Neptune, you'll need a telescope. August 27th. August 27th will close out the month. lunar eclipse, August 27th, close out the month with a partial lunar eclipse that will cover up 96% of the moon's disk. Unlike a solar eclipse, it will only cut a very narrow path across the Earth's surface. Lunar eclipses can be seen from much larger regions of the planet. On the occasion, it will be visible across virtually the entirety of the Americas, from Canada to Argentina. So, hey, man, it's a sign. We're about to black this bitch out. And prophecy is speaking. The spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shah, prophecy is raging. Okay, also, unlike this month's solar eclipse, observing this one will require no special eye protection. Simply find a dark spot away from the light pollution and, if possible, with a clear horizon. This protection you might need is from the cold, particularly if you're southern hemisphere given the season. Which, I mean, it's probably going to be hot as fuck where we're at in Georgia, Akim. So, no worries and needs for that. But let's get to the scriptures, bro. Because, look, man, the Lord said that he gave us these things for signs and seasons, okay, and wonders. We don't need, okay, Esau signs to tell us that, World War III is coming. Why? Because the Lord gave us signs, man, to tell us about the things that are coming here upon the planet Earth. Right? This is the book of Genesis 1, verse, start at 18. Start at 17. And the powers, or the Elohim, set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And the power saw that it was good. It's like that's not what I wanted. There we go. Genesis 1 verse 14. And the power said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night." Because, the sky itself has light. Without the sun and moon, the sky will still be light. Okay, because they clearly say, let there be lights in the firmament. So the sun and moon are just there for, of course it's there for the earth itself, but, it's used for signs and seasons. Look at that. It says, and let them be for signs and seasons, and for signs and seasons, for days and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And the powers made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the light. And he made stars also. Which stars is Kawakab. Okay. This is in the sense of rolling, in the sense of blazing a star on. Sorry, very used differentiation powers. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, stars. Okay, so. And then they're also talking about what a meteor shower, and also a lunar and solar eclipse. So things are heating up, man. You got to be a real dumbass or a real stupid motherfucker not to see that. That's just if the Lord blinded you, man. Sirach 43 verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her seasons for a decoration of times and the sign of the world. For the moon is the sign of feast and light that increases in her perfection. Actually, let me jump up a bit because Sirach 43 is good. Sirach 43 verse 1, the pride of the height, the clear firmament.
Excuse me, can I ask you a question? Where's the financial assistance office?
I don't know what that's at, man. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Keep on going. Sirach 43 verse 1, the pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heavens with his glorious show. The sun went imperious, declaring at his rising a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High. At noon it parcheth the country, talking about the sun, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? A man blowing a furnace in his work of heat, but the sun bloweth the mountains 3 times more, breathing out fiery vapors and sending bright beams, it dimmeth the light. I show you that the chariots are, I've seen this video this week of the chariots, basically blasting the sun and getting energy from the sun, and then that chariot really absorbing the energy. Show you how powerful that the Lord is, man. Okay? And that's the type of power that's going to come back. And Esau, Esau might have energy directed weapons, okay, but Esau's really trying to block out the sun, you see. So the sun's not made for these sleazy Edomites, man. In fact, it's wholeheartedly against them, because they don't have any pigmentation, Scripture say what Aishashua wasted away, is he's thirsty. Sirach 43 verse 4, a man bloweth a furnace is in the work of heat, but the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more, breathing out fiery vapors and sending forth bright beams that dimmeth the eyes. Great is the Lord Jehovah Bashim Shai that made it, and his commandment runneth hastily. He made the moon also to serve in her seasons for a decoration of times and a sign of the world. Okay, so he made the moon also to serve in her seasons and for a decoration of times. What is the Lord declaring? Okay, Lord's said what the end was declared from the beginning, but now he's what manifesting the end. You see, because we can actually see the prophecies taking place, such as the MOT2B. Okay, you know, and you have certain Israelite camps going speaking about that thing, man. There's a lot of blood on Jake's hands. You know, he's coming out without the falsely files, which these fucking practices that basically they made up the pandemic. What you told you niggas, man. You know, we told you, Jake. Okay, we told you that what this man he wants to exterminate you, and he's gonna do it by way of what eugenics and also what pharmaceutical companies. You know, we told you that fucking jab is a goddamn lie. We told you what, go read the book of Sirach, and it tells you what the Lord made the physician. Esau's not a physician. Okay, he's a goddamn witch. He's in the kosh. He's a serpent. You see, so you can't trust a serpent. Why? Because according to Sirach 12 and 10, it says what that what's that nigga don't grab me. If you grab me, I'm gonna bite you. Okay, Esau's gonna fucking strike your ass, man, and bite you, man. You know, I think his name is like Finesse 2 times, something like that. You know, but yeah, he doesn't play fair, and you see that when he wrote his laws and legislations. It says he made the moon also to serve in her seasons for a decoration of times and a sign of the world. It says from moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. Okay, it says the month is called after her name, yeah, because the moon and the month are the same way. The new moon and the month start at the same time. The new moon, new month. You know, and it says what that the hey. So you want to come back out of here, make a right. At that light, you make a left, and at the next light, you make a left, and you just drive straight through. So right, left, left. No, there's no tickets. Wait, what was your question? Yeah, you come out of here, you make a right. At the light, you make a left, and at the next light, you make a left. And you just go straight through. Right, left, left. Sorry. It says, I believe, was it one of the eclipses were on a full moon, or no, it's not on a full moon, but on a new moon, you know, which is heavy. So I can reread it. What is this guy stopping here for? Okay, so the new moon would be August 12th, okay, which would be the solar eclipse. So, hey, man, that's a decoration of time, and the month is called after her name. So, when the new moon comes in, you're going to have, what, a solar eclipse on the other side of the earth, you know? So, that's heavy to the spirit, you know, because you understand what? That's part of what the Lord spoke to the prophet Joel in Joel, the 2nd chapter, you know? Oh, I don't know, went straight to it, isn't it? So, you're showing these oh, well, that's funny. Joel 2 verse 28, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. You know, that's going on now. The Lord said what we will pour his spirit upon all flesh. So you even have these fucking heathens even get visions at the end, man. You know, does that mean they receive salvation? No, because the only nation that will receive salvation is the nation of Israel. And the Lord tells you that in the last precept, last verse in Sirach, Joel 2 verse 29, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days where I pour out my spirit, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood, fire, and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned to darkness, solar eclipse, and the moon into blood moons. There's basically a fucking blood moon. That buck moon looked like a fucking blood moon. It didn't look like a regular buck moon. I remember seeing a buck moon last year. It was bright white. This buck moon was red. So, you know, who knows? You know, before the great and terrible day of the Lord Yahweh Bashim shall come. It shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai shall be delivered. For Mount Zion and Jerusalem shall be deliverance. For the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai hath said, and in the remnant of the Lord, in the remnant whom the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai shall call. So the Lord said, well, what? That whoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. And then that's repeated in the book of Acts. You know, hard honk on that one. That's of the nation of Israel. You know, so the Lord sent these signs for Jacob to repent. Before what the time of Jacob's trouble comes to Babylon the Great, aka America, what thou will say Shalom and call Halal Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kakadash. Lord willing, this video is edifying. The most we document, enjoyed it. Shalom.